folks on the East Coast, a comfortable 9 o'clock on the West Coast. Just 2 players remain. Jeanne Maiden, our top seed, and Wendy Macpherson.
Both these players wanting this title very badly. Now, neither of these players has won a title since 1988, so it's been a couple years of dry spells for the both.
Jeanne Maiden comes out and just dices up the rack on lane 19. An aggressive shot for Jeanne Maiden.
Well, Jeanne was fortunate in each round. She started out with a big game, 265 last night, 279. So she comes out with the rounds with these big games. It just boosted her. Notice a new look for Jeanne Maiden, the glasses. She said she was having problems with her right eye in Rockford and went home and got that taken care of, and it's much better. It was affecting my bowling.
And for the first time in this championship round, Wendy Macpherson goes up in the opening frame, throws a great shot, and does not get a strike.
A little bit more pressure on Wendy now. Jeanne comes out, opens up with a great shot. Wendy doesn't carry.
She obviously likes the pair of 19 and 20. Very consistent pair for her. Cross lane, and the 10-pin topples. Wendy Macpherson with a spare in the first.
Spare's really not difficult this week. Not too many of the players miss very many of them, especially 10 pins. They're relatively easy to pick up.
3 and 5 now on the season in the championship round after going 0 for 5. And the more you win, the more comfortable you feel. Messenger gets caught in the process of heading to the 10 pin, so it's back-to-back 10 pins for Wendy Macpherson.
Well, that hit could have carried as well. A little softer in the pocket, swished out the 5, but 6-pin just was not able to take out the 10.
Back-to-back, and this time she misses by a fraction. So an unforced error here in the title match. How many times do you see it happen when the pressures are really on?
How many times do you see the announcer say how easy the 10 pins are to pick up, and she gets up and misses it?
Missed by a whisker. But I think you're right. It's the first one that I've seen missed. Watched some last night. It wasn't that difficult. The difference is you're bowling for the title as compared to just out there throwing them. Jeanne Maiden comes back with a super shot. Sounds like she's dropping it just a little bit, but the ball is reacting nicely, leaves the solid 10 in the second.
Jeanne setting the ball right around the 13th board early on in the heads, and then really only crossing out to about the 9th board. Now, she's keeping up her ball speed. She's well over 17 miles an hour.
Played them in most of the week, anywhere from 10 to 15 across the house.
Very much a comfortable player from that inside line, and both of those balls sounded as if she dropped them.
I know one thing. She better get a couple of pieces of tape out, which is, I think, what she's doing right at this moment.
Jeanne's gained the 5-step approach. Now, she has changed from 4 to 5 occasionally. Very high push away, straight pendulum swing, the high backswing. Her head is very still throughout her whole approach. Long extension, left shoulder very far back as she reaches through the ball.
Trying to calm down just a little bit. Key match for Jeanne Maiden, I would say. Maybe a key stage in her career. It hasn't been a great year for her. She'd love to finish off with a win.
Jeanne did add a piece of tape during the crossover, and it still sounded as if she dropped it a little bit. But
not as bad. You can see her face. She seemed to relax a little bit as she came back. She's like, okay, put the tape in. That felt better. Threw a nice strike. All right, let's go on to the 4th frame.
I'd like to drop the ball and
yeah.
go strike ringing 10 strike.
Drop it in there and average 229 for the week, right? Wendy Macpherson has just continued to climb the ladder of success here in Las Vegas, but now that she's in the title match, she needs to settle down just a little bit. Fortunate there to leave just the 6-pin. That one right through the nose.
Really tightening up her line that time. Did not trust it out to the right. Also, the lanes could be breaking down a little bit. She's been on them now for 3 games, and she may have to make some subtle adjustments. Plus, after you open up, once again, you get a little bit tighter, and your things are running through your mind like, oh, great, just gave her a big break, or, you know, I could blow this now, don't blow it.
Mm-hmm. Jeanne, all she's thinking about is just give me a chance to double in the fourth, get ahead in this thing. Light hit, 2-8 left, and Wendy Macpherson, who averaged nearly 8 strikes per game the first 3 games, is having trouble hitting the pocket.
Much deeper there as she did move in on lane 19, hit about the 16th, 17th board early on, and ball only made it out to about the 11th board.
Not easy shooting at the double wood. 2-8 disappears in the fourth frame for Wendy Macpherson. Jeanne Maiden leads by 14. Could extend that to 24 if she strikes here in the fourth.
Jeanne Maiden in 1988 was inducted into the Cleveland Hall of Fame. So she has done a lot of wonderful things in the wonderful state of Ohio and city of Cleveland. She set a WIBC record in their city tournament, shot .864 for 3 games, and that is a lot of strikes.
Whew. Another good shot, another solid 10 on lane 20. Ouch.
Well, I mentioned to you, Denny, I couldn't figure out how to get the 10 out, so...
If she strikes in the second and the fourth, it's off to the races. I got a 4-bagger. Adios, I'll see you later.
Great shot. Yeah. Jeanne Maiden, one of the players, shot .299 this week. Left a solid 4-pin on her last ball.
Stretches out, cross lane, and the 10-pin makes an exit stage right. Still a 14-pin lead as Wendy Macpherson now a little doctoring of the thumb hole as the thumb looks like it might be swelling up a little bit, huh? She's taking tape out.
Exactly. It's a little warm underneath the lights. Your hands have a tendency to swell. Also, when you miss, my hands usually go up.
You're looking for an excuse, or does your body change that dramatically?
It really does.
Sure
when your
does.
heart starts beating a little faster, the blood starts flowing a little bit more, and
yeah.
the hands start to swell. Plus, there's $20,000 on top, Denny.
Well, 2-5. These players right now jockeying for position here, I think, to make the run in the 8th, 9th, and 10th. Last couple, 3 weeks, we've had some strange title matches, though. We've had some matches decided in the 8th frame. I don't think that'll happen here this evening.
Jeanne adding another piece of tape. It almost did sound like she was still dropping it, but I think she's afraid to put too much tape in that she may hang up in it.
Set that one down very, very short. So instead of leading by 12, now it's a 1-pin lead for Jeanne Maiden after the miss.
Catching the lane conditioner in the center of the lane, this ball just stays in a dead slide. Never picks up into a roll.
Now watch this shot for Wendy Macpherson on lane 20. Never fails out here on the national tour. When you get a chance to jump on them with both feet, they usually do.
Wendy says, hey, if you're going to let me in, I'm coming through that door. She just crunched this shot. You can see the bowler track system right here at work. 15th board at 15 feet, right around the 11th board, staying pretty tight. Not that big belly that we saw in the first game, so the lanes could have been tightening up a little bit as we saw the conditioner carry down.
Major break of the week. Wendy Macpherson with a little Yankee Doodle dandy crosses over, carries the 6 and the 10, and that's a backbreaker if you're Jeanne Maiden.
Watch the head pin as it goes against the wall, comes right between the 6 and the 10, and they split. Wendy says, fine. You know, I left a 10-pin earlier.
Jeanne Maiden, who has left ringing 10s, both shots on lane 20, is saying, let me hit the pocket one more time and get a strike. Leaves the bucket and 1, and you can see the momentum has swung major league in that lady's favor right there.
Jeanne actually getting that ball out too far to the right, hit around the 8th board, and was unable to make it back. Also didn't look as if she really got the lift that time.
sigh of relief, a shake of the head, adjust the glasses, and let's move on to the next frame.